Hey Chris, this is Rebecca Lane, your PCP instructor, and I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your slides. Okay, so first off, you're off to a really great start. You're using large images. They're they are appropriately attributed. That's working for you. So let's walk through this a little bit. Now, when I walk through your slideshow, what I'm looking for is that you've created a pattern. And so what I'm going to expect is I'm going to expect black text, and I'm going to expect this font. So let's see what happens as I go through here. So you've changed your font color, but you've maintained that same font, and so that's working. One of the things that you can think about is really filling the negative space. So like if you look at some of the examples that were offered, this is what happens when you actually are using some of this negative space. Oops. So you see how you can fill the slide, and something that you're not doing that I'd like to see you do is you ended up using two font colors, and that's great. Go ahead and include both of those font colors on your first slide so that you can set up an expectation. This slide deck actually uses three main colors. They use white, they use orange, maybe four. There's white, orange, black, and there's red. And they use these consistently. White, orange, orange, black, white, orange, white, orange, black, white and orange, white, orange, red. So you see, and so they create this pattern, and they repeat it regularly, and they repeat it together. So really make sure that you are doing that kind of repetition, and you want to make it really, really obvious. So like right here, for example, you've got way too much text. Way too much text here. Something I'd like you to think about, and this goes back to your outline, this right here isn't really a great attention getter. Okay, so this isn't exactly a shocking statement anymore, is it? Are there a lot of people saying that video games are bad for us? I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? So, too much video games, maybe. But, so make sure that you're really focused on who your audience is. Because I'm not sure that you're talking necessarily to people your age with this statement. So one of the things I want you to think about is filling your negative space. And also, only including the amount of text that you really, 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 really need. So let's play with this. We can make this a lot bigger, first of all. Like super duper bigger. Bigger than PowerPoint wants us to go. Let's see what we can do. And maybe it's not good for your health. Maybe it's good for your health. And maybe that's a different color if you want to set up that different color scheme. You could make your text red. You've got red and white, so let's do that. Let's make this one even bigger so we can make it, or maybe it needs to be 200. And maybe that should be emphasized too, huh? I don't know. So go ahead and play with this. Oh. I do not play in PowerPoint as often as I should. Nope. I want to move the picture. Okay, anyway, play with this. But this might fit really well moved over there. Okay, so really focus on using your white space, making your text a lot larger, because you want that text. What happens when you put your text up here is it kind of feels like an addition. What happens when you make your text really large is it feels like it's on purpose. It feels intentional. And it feels like it was intended to be part of it as opposed to an add-on. So you want to make, even though we are focusing on image primacy, you also want to think about making your text part of that graphic image. I want you to think about, I think I already said this, you're open with impact. This isn't quite an attention grabber. So make sure that I like how you've adjusted your outline, by the way. You've done some really nice things. You really took a lot of the suggestions that I made. Nice work. But we can always adjust things even more, right? So if we've been hearing this, who's been saying it? Who's been telling us that games are bad for us? Make sure that you identify this. This is one of those things. You can also make it bigger. You've got all this extra space here. How can you make this a graphic image? So really, really work to make this graphic. Same thing with this. Now here you're starting to have a little bit of competition between the background and the text. So go ahead and spending time can help problem solving. Spending time doing what? Remember, whatever text we put on our slides, that's the main thing that we want people to remember. So we want to reinforce the main concepts, not the questions, the main information, not the queries. So they have impacted me. That kind of seems like it's part of your outline, right? Like, how did this impact you? How did this impact you? It looks like it impacted your problem solving. So you might want to write problem solving right here. Or maybe you're going to want to put an adjective in there. Awesome problem solving. Or maybe it's creative problem solving. I don't know. And again, make it big. Make it use all of this space. You've got so much space right here. Wait a moment and listen to the facts. This is something that you might want to say, but this isn't what you want to put on your outline. Here's something I want to point out. You really want to cite your images on the slides. So if you look at this, I can't see your source citation, but the source citation actually needs to be a part of it. So move this so that it is on your slide. And that's going to be a lot better. I can't see it really, really well, but that's okay. This is going to, especially when you upload things to SlideShare, this will allow people to follow your links, and that's exactly what you want to do. There's a lot of competition between this text and this image in the background. Games are used in early education. This works together. This is nice. Very cool. Do you have an image of military using an actual simulator? That would be interesting. All right, you and your children are going to feel better. Okay, so this says feel better, and this says better outcome with math and reading. So that's... Does a better outcome with math and reading make us feel better, or does it make us smarter? I like how you've got this world here. This is a really pretty image. Nice work with that. To wrap things up, this isn't what you want to write on your slide. You want to write something that really reinforces your concept, not things that reinforce the fact that you have an outline. Okay? So this says what comes next. Tell me what comes next. Pick up a game. Again, here you don't need a whole sentence. Look back at these. Where's one that we can look at? communicating clearly. Now, they could have an entire sentence. These two people are able to communicate clearly. Or they just say the main concept, communicating clearly. And so you want to work on that. All right, so let me know, Chris, if you have any questions. You've done a lot of work. It's really apparent. You have a little more work to do. And I'm excited to see how you shift this. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.